Hey everybody, it's TT Lola, and in this video I want to be talking about shadow people. Um, if you guys are following my videos, you would know that in my other video I was talking about my awakening process and when I first started seeing, not when I first started seeing, but back in 2014, the whole tragic trauma situation I was talking about, and I started seeing the angel numbers, and I started researching more about my calling and what my ancestors were wanting me to do. Well, after that whole situation, I had to go on like a spiritual retreat. So I ended up leaving, going to another state, and at that time, I was trying to self-medicate and heal myself from all the trauma that I went. So, we was smoking marijuana, and it helped me. It really did. And at first, I used to be so anti against marijuana, but that was because, society teaches you that it's not good, really. But it really, it's good for you if you're using it in the proper context, you know. Anyway, so at this time, I started seeing shadow people, and at first I thought I was going crazy because I was like, you know, I know I seen something from the corner of my eyes or whatever. And it had on a hat. It kind of reminded me of like a detective or something like that. So as I began to research more about the shadow people or whatever, they were saying that they were like government spies or like passed over people or some stuff like that. But anyway, I'll get more into that with that in another video. But so yeah, I'm starting to see shadow people. The tarot cards, it was becoming more and more clear that I needed to start picking up the tarot deck. And matter of fact, it was like after I think it was after I seen the tarot deck. But anyway, it was like all around that time or whatever. A friend of a friend had like shown me their tarot cards that was in this wooden box or whatnot. So yeah, so I was looking up this one lady who said that she was seeing them, and she said that she started seeing hers after a divorce. So I want to say it could be trauma related as well, but I mean, to this day I still see them, and I be seeing spirits too, like black shadowy figures. And it wasn't up until last year that I actually started seeing one of my Passover Native American spirit guides when I was in Marietta, Georgia. And it was so crazy because I didn't know that I was being spiritually initiated at the time. And I was being aligned with my North Node, which is Taurus. Okay. So anyway, it was like 3 o'clock in the morning, and the person I was dating at the time was a Taurus. Okay. And it just like after the whole divorce situation, I had kind of just been like living from pillar to post and stuff like that. So anyway, I finally get with him. He was like a hustler or whatever, out there in Marietta, Georgia. He used to wash on cars and stuff like that. So he was like, doing that and odd jobs to keep a roof over our head or whatnot. So one day I just had I was like really frustrated or whatever. And it was 3 o'clock in the morning, and someone was like, go outside. So there was this, okay, we were standing in this hotel, and then there was this McDonald's, and there was this church, and I want to say there was like a graveyard too or something like that next to the church. But anyway, it was raining outside, right? Because remember I was telling you about how like I have the gift of making it rain or whatever, right? When my emotions are stirred up, because as within, so without, right? Like, so anyway, I'm not trying to get too deep in this video. We'll get to all that other esoteric stuff in another video. But I heard in my spirit someone saying, put your hands on the ground, so I was like, man, You know, I'm looking around like, oh man, this thing is stupid or whatever. Like, you know, why I'm gonna put my hands on the ground or whatever. But it was like I was being forced to. I said, put your hands and knees on the ground. And I was in front of this tree, right? It looked like this Native American looking tree that, like, you know when you plant the trees and stuff like that, when people have those planting jobs. And it was like right after this relationship I had with this other dude, right? And it was just weird because, like, it was just so weird, that whole situation, because he had a planning job. And you know, sometimes I would go to work with him and stuff like that. But during this time that I was with the dude with the planting job, I know I'm kind of all over, but it's gonna make sense in a minute. But when I was with the dude in the planting job, he like God was showing me, you know, little signs. And one of the words was like real big. It was legacy. And there was like this big old chalkboard. And basically he worked for this man and he was able to live for free. You know what I'm saying? Because he worked for the dude or whatever. So he didn't have to pay no rent or whatnot. So, I mean, I guess it's not really living for free, but it kind of was. You know, he didn't have to pay no rent. So it was a blessing in disguise. But anyway, along this time, you know, God, Spirit, they were showing me like these witchy videos and stuff like that. You know, things about the occult. And it was just so weird. So this is like another little breadcrumb that I knew that, like, I was supposed to be taking up the esoteric and occult, like, path or whatever. But in the video or in the movie or whatnot, it was American Horror Story, to be exact. There was you know, whoever character Angela Bassett had played in the video, it kind of like reminded me of me in a way, because, you know, I do hair and she did hair and stuff like that, you know. And it was just like crazy how she was a witch and she did hair, like, you know what I mean, in Louisiana. And I always had like this affinity to where I wanted to go visit Louisiana and stuff like that, because I love they gumbo. Like, oh my God, if you can make a good gumbo, oh my God, I'll be your friend for life. But I'm sure I can make it too. I'm a pretty good cook. But anyways, there was the one lady in there where her son had got killed or whatnot. And you know, how she was burnt at the stake and stuff like that, and his name was Michael. Mind you, my son's middle name is Michael. So it just kind of like, it just kind of tripped me out a little bit, you know what I'm saying? And then they were showing me other signs and symbols, like the star with the circle over it, and zodiac signs and stuff like that. But anyway, so when we were staying in this house, right, I started feeling spirits touch on me, like, and I kept hearing these cats and seeing a whole bunch of cats along my path, and I was just like wondering what it was. Come to find out, they were like Indian totems, and I think the cat is one of my spirit animals or whatever. I haven't really looked into it, but I always like see these cats and they always be following me, and it just seems like we just have such a connection, you know, more than people, I have to say. But babies and animals, those are like, you know what I'm saying, my road dogs right there. We just have this special connection. But anyway, and then a butterfly and a dragonfly had flew on me when I was at the cemetery not too long ago. But anyway, I know I'm just like kind of all over the place, but kind of venting and trying to just tell my story and see if you guys can put two and two together. But so yeah, and I was like hearing them too, like I was hearing spirits and stuff like that, and I just really didn't really know everything that was going on. I just knew that, like, I felt like I was just a medium or something for like passed over loved ones as well. But they haven't really like been making it real prevalent and known to me. I guess like my spirit guides are like you know, maybe they don't want to show me too much because it might spook me out. But anyway, so back to the story about when I was in Marietta. Okay, so, you know, some said kneel down to the ground, right? And it was raining a little bit, and that little Native American tree was right there. And when I looked up, I seen like this etheric figure, almost like Casper the Friendly Ghost. You know how he was like transparent or whatever. And it was a Native American. It was one of my Native American spirit guides, a Viking. Mind you, my mother is Cherokee Indian and Blackfoot, and black or whatnot. And my dad is from the motherland, Nigeria to be exact. So it was just like kind of crazy to me, you know what I'm saying? I never really talked about it. I never reached out and like told anybody about the ghosts and stuff like that. But yeah, because like I said, I'm the black sheep of the family, and I know they would have thought that I was weird or whatever. But you know, I'm embracing it now. I'm embracing it, and it was kind of hard at first because I didn't really have nobody in my family that was able to teach me about, you know, these type of things and these type of subjects. So then I started researching it on my own, and I started coming across Conjure Queen's video, Meet Diva, you know, and things of that nature. And so I'm happy that Conjure Queen has started a group, because she was feeling the same way I was feeling. And really, these videos are long overdue. But I'm finally getting the strength to come out and make the videos and talk about it or whatever. So yeah, like I hope this kind of like helps somebody that's going through similar things, and they trying to find a path and don't really have nobody to talk to about these type of things and these type of subjects. But yeah, like comment below and let me know, you know, your experiences. I would like to reach out and talk to you guys about it as well. So yeah, all right then. Peace, love, and light.